Hi, I'm Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy Segment Show. Also today in this segment, I'm at the Northern Pacific Fargo Depot in Fargo, North Dakota.
The Northern Pacific Fargo Depot is located on the intersection of North Broadway Drive and Main Avenue in Fargo, North Dakota. The depot itself was built in 1898. The design of the depot was done by an architect named Cass Gilbert, who was an architect of the Minnesota State Capitol. It featured a restaurant and two huge fireplaces. For many years, this depot served the Northern Pacific Railroad, and passengers even bought their ticket inside and even waited for a train to arrive at the station and board a train or arrive on a train as well. After passenger trains no longer stopped at this depot, freight traffic still uses these tracks, which the Northern Pacific merged with the Chicago, Burlington and Quincy, Spokane, Portland and Seattle, and Great Northern Railroad to form the Burlington Northern Railroad. Then in 1995, the Atchison, Topeka and Santa Fe Railroad merged with the Burlington Northern Railroad to become what is known as the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad. While passenger trains still stop at the Amtrak station next door to the Great Northern Depot, just north of here, and this depot is used as a community center as well.
What you see right behind me, Canadian National
1364. Canadian National 1364 was built by Pullman Standard in 1954 and is a diner car. This car was originally built as a dinette parlor car and was originally numbered 904 and was named Severn Lake. Inside this car, people would sit at tables while enjoying a meal on board and riding the train as well. This car spent many years being used on passenger trains for several years. Then it was later renumbered 1364 and was rebuilt as a diner car. The car was eventually handed to Via Rail along with the other passenger fleet used by the Canadian National Railroad. Later it was retired and was put adjacent to the Northern Pacific Fargo Depot in Fargo, North Dakota. Then about 2019, it was painted with a mural saying NDSU, which stands for North Dakota State University, which is located in Bismarck, North Dakota as well.
What you see right behind me is Great Northern B4.
Great Northern B4 was built by Pullman in 1913 and is a 16-section sleeper car. This car was originally named for Pullman as Pullman Idmar. It was later renumbered 4287. For many years, this car was used for passengers to spend the night on board when it was being used on passenger trains. Then it was sold to the Great Northern Railroad where it was renumbered 672. Then it was rebuilt as an instruction car and was renumbered B4. Then, in 1970, when the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Great Northern Spokane, Portland, and Seattle and Northern Pacific railroads merged to form the Burlington Northern. The car kept the number. Later, it was retired and was put right here adjacent to the Northern Pacific Fargo Depot in Fargo, North Dakota, where it is seen today. Then about 2019, it had a mural painted on the side saying the name of the city on it. Today, it is displayed near the Northern Pacific Fargo Depot in Fargo, North Dakota, where it is seen today.
What you see right behind me is Great Northern
X227. Great Northern X227 was built by the Great Northern Railroad St. Cloud Weight Shops in Waite Park, Minnesota, 1942, and is a wooden caboose. This car was used on the back of freight trains as the train crew's office many years ago. Then in 1970, the Great Northern, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, Spokane, Portland, and Seattle, and Northern Pacific railroads merged to form the Burlington Northern Railroad, and it was renumbered 11224. Then later on it was retired and was then put on display adjacent to the Northern Pacific Fargo Depot in Fargo, North Dakota, where it is seen today.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed learning about trains with me today in Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show. Also, I hope to see you all again in the next segment. And if you didn't subscribe to my channel yet, the subscribe button is just down below the video screen. And if you didn't give the Facebook page a like yet, here's where you'll want to go. And if you didn't give the Instagram page a follow yet, here's where you'll want to go as well. Also, be sure to get your merch at teesprings.com. I'll have the link in the description box below, along with the Facebook and Instagram pages. And as always, remember to subscribe to the Train Guy. So this is Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show. Sign out until next time. All aboard.